Hello everyone and welcome back. And this will be your weekly general reading for the sign of Aquarius for the week of February 2nd. And at this time I would like to give a very special thank you to each and every one of you out there who have been subscribing to my channel and helping it grow and getting it noticed. And for sharing with others. Thank you for that. And of course for all the thumbs up on all the videos that you've watched, as well as all the lovely comments. Thank you. It does truly help me and makes my week to know that you're appreciating my readings and they're resonating with you. So thank you for letting me know that as well. I truly appreciate the effort and energy you answer with. So thank you. All right. And the 9 of Swords. So definitely overthinking something. Feeling a little bit run down. You know, we've been going through a lot lately. A lot of stress for some of you, trying to figure out, you know, what your next move's going to be. Not sure about the outcome for the future. And feeling a little bit stressed about it. So some of you are, you know, a little bit under the weather. You know, just overstressing, over worrying, thinking, not quite sure what your next move's going to be. And understanding that you're feeling exhausted, rest. Take that time for yourself. And the Ace of Pentacles. So definitely finances are looking good. This is your yes card from the universe. This is you planting your seeds for this new beginning. You know. There's tangible results here, material gains. You know, some of you are taking on a role this time to take care of your health a little bit more. You know, maybe doing some exercises, that sort of thing. And it's starting to pay off because people are really starting to notice you. But, you know, they usually do. You're feeling a little more adventurous with your finances. You know, you're realizing that things are going along quite well. You're handling yourself, your finances. You know, that maybe you've gotten that dream job that you've always wanted or started one on your own. You know, made an application and they invited you in to come and talk to them about it. But this is your finances increasing. Could be a windfall here for some of you as well. And the High Priestess. You know, you're realizing that things are actually coming around. You're feeling much more calmer this week than you have in quite some time. You've gathered a little more knowledge on something that you've had some answers to. And you're trusting yourself that you're doing something the right way. You know, this isn't you're taking leaps and bounds. You're actually a little bit more calmer about the next step for yourself. And you're realizing that everything is actually coming the way that you had envisioned it. You're seeing that a little more clearly this week. And that helps you to become more balanced as well as calm. Yeah, look at that. 3 of Pentacles. So collaboration. Get-togethers. You know, there's somebody coming in that is asking for your assistance. You know, you're a little bit more knowledgeable than, you know, some people give you credit for, but you are actually in the right place at the right time. Like I said, this could be a collaboration. Maybe somebody is asking you to go into business with them, you know, put in a little bit of finances into something, see where it goes. And you are a little more savvy than people realize. You ask the right questions, you look up the right answers, and you're willing to do your homework before you make your decisions. And the Queen of Cups. So definitely feeling more calm, which I'm really happy to see for you. This could be a new romance for some of you as well. You're feeling more empowered about your decisions, more stronger about them. You know, you and your family are getting along a little bit better than you have in a while, which helps you to calm down as well. You're following your wisdom and things are starting to come to you instead of you always, trying to keep everything in order. This is it coming to you to show you, here it is. You're on the right path. So it helps you to calm the mind, do some meditation, just sit back and see what comes in. You have been following your intuition for a while now, and it's starting to pay off. So you're not questioning or over worrying about anything. And the Knight of Pentacles, look at that. Yours is a lot about your finances, making sure everything's in order, things are going along quite well. This is travel plans as well for some of you. And it doesn't have to be a great distance. You may go out in the backyard and work in the garden. That sometimes is travel as well. But this is your taking time for yourself, just taking that break, taking a walk in the woods, taking a bike ride, something that helps you to get out of your own mindset. And that can be standing in the kitchen baking for some of you. It doesn't mean you have to leave the house physically. Just sometimes doing something different helps you to understand. But this is for your finances. You've put in hard work, time and energy and effort, and this is your self-values that you have for your future and your future generations. You're realizing that things are changing, and you have been a part of that. So it's really helping you to not only plant your seeds, but calm down a little bit and see what's coming in next. You're not, jumping to conclusions or trying anything too hastily. You're just keeping your mind on your money and seeing what's on offer. Ooh, good news coming in. Page of Wands. So definitely good news is on its way. Something different for you. This is you moving forward. You're going to hear from somebody about some travel plans or somebody coming to visit you. And it looks like it's going to be a fair, decent distance as well. And it could be maybe you're getting an invitation or a phone call or something from somebody to tell you they need you to come here, or they're coming to you, whichever way it is. It could be work related as well. But you're going to hear from somebody about something that you haven't heard from in a long time. And it's going to give you the opportunity to think about your direction you want to go. So this is good news coming in for sure. It's not, you overthinking or overanalyzing this. No, this is your opportunity to travel, take new adventures. You're willing to push the envelope a little bit. Looks like there's, be careful of what people are saying sometimes, because some people get, they over embellish, when they're gossiping about others. So take it with a grain of salt. See what everybody's saying, but this is your heads up to something that's coming at you. But it is good news. And the Hangman, look at that. You finally get to deflate, Take some time out for yourself. Just understanding what your next move is going to be, how you're going to handle something. This is letting go of the pressure, figuring out the positive. You're feeling more enlightened once you get these different views from others. You're filtering through it. You're understanding that, you have a pretty good idea of both sides of this. This could be for some of you, maybe you've made a decision in the past and it has always turned out the same. You don't want to rinse and repeat anymore. You want to change something. So you're taking a serious look at why things always seem to wind up there. And you don't want that. You're changing that. You're making sure now that it's about to change in a big way. So some of you are talking to somebody about it. Some of you are going within and asking yourself the pertinent questions in order to change your future. Yeah, 5 of Swords. Definitely moving away from something. Understanding it's no longer serving you, something needs to change, and you're in charge of changing it. You're not asking anybody's advice here. You're shutting down a little bit from the outside world and all their frazzle and going within to figure out what it is you're comfortable with doing. So you're shutting some people out here that need to be, because you just need that calmer space this week in order for your own thoughts to clear. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles, definitely a little bit concerned about your finances and your health. You know, this is an opportunity that's knocking. You're aware of that. But sometimes all deals aren't perfect. So this opportunity that's presented itself to you, you're really looking at it, because this is going to cost you some finances. So you're trying to figure out whether there's any value to it or not. You know, will you do this in the future? Because if this is something, you know, starting a business or something, or going in on a business deal, you know, are you willing to, you know, do what it takes? Like if you got to get up early in the morning, are you willing to do that in order to get this going? But this is a place to invest, you know, and you know that if you have to do some work, you're willing to do it. You may not be the fastest at it or that, but you're willing to look forward to this adventure again. Yeah, and the Eight of Wands. So looks like there's a trip coming in for some of this. Now this may be one that you won, and you know, you have to make a decision when you're going to travel, but it is a fast trip, and it's a joyous one. Like it's something that comes right out of, you know, the left wing there, but it's a new, exciting adventure for yourself, and it's going to help you regenerate again, have more optimism. This could be that you have to travel for work for some of you, but whatever it is, it's requiring travel plans in order to accomplish this. And the Death card, yeah, new beginning. Letting go of the past, understanding things are changing, and that you are part of it. You know, something's ending so this new beginning can get going. So it's a change, transformation, you know, the ending of some sort of cycle in your life. And it's coming out of the blue for you. You've thought about it, you know, but you didn't take action on it. But this time, you're actually taking action on this. You figure now, enough thinking, time to do. So you're willing to let things go from the past and take this step for your future. So you're making conscious effort to change where you're at right now. Oh, and the Justice card. Now there could be some paperwork here that need to be signed or needs your attention. You know, this is cause and effect, equal balance. You know, this is justice. This is the Justice card. There may be some contracts that you have to sign. And there's so many contracts in the world in different areas. Can be divorces, can be renting an apartment, can be living common law. You know, there's many things. But this could be money owed to you. This could be a court case settlement. You know, that sort of thing. But you're realizing that it's turning out better than you had anticipated. And it's turning out in your favor. So this paperwork you're realizing needs to be dealt with again in order to release the past. And you're willing to do what it takes now to do that. You're not questioning why. You're going with your gut and following through on it. So wow, there is a financial gain here this week, but it's going to cause you to have a little bit of anxiety about it. But you're realizing you have to do this. You have to sign these papers. You have to let go of things from the past. And once you come to that conclusion that it's done, dead, and gone, it's going to change your future. Yeah. The Four of Pentacles. You know, the miser card it's called. But it's okay because you are hanging on to your finances. You don't want to stress and worry about your finances anymore. You're not willing to overspend. You realize what it takes to keep you feeling comfortable and no worries and stress in your life. So you're hanging on to your finances a little bit more, really thinking about your future, what it's going to cost you in order to live. You know, what is your comfort zone? And you're not overspending. You're holding on to your finances and making sure that anything that you do spend has value back. All right, and now we're going to pull an oracle card. Trusting your intuition. Careful reflection before taking action. Insights that come through meditation. And there you are. And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I will definitely talk to you again next week. Bye for now.